Hey, hey, welcome to Wolf's Watch. I'm Wolf, and we're standing here on the edge of the U.S. continent, Pacific Ocean behind me here, and it is a not a classic Southern California sunny day. It's been 48 degrees and raining here, and but depending on where you're at, that's probably good, possibly good weather. There's been a lot of snow, ice, and other stuff going on in other parts of the U.S. And hey, you know what? Stay safe, stay warm, just wanted to talk with you real quick. This is a break from the discussion we've been having about technology. This is about another hard truth. And I recently had the opportunity to talk with someone that is a survivor of Mao's Cultural Revolution in China, and to hear this person's story, what was experienced, what happened to their family, the horrors of man's inhumanity to man, right, writ large. And in that conversation, there was just a lot of things you can't imagine happening. What it would be like, the desperation, the fight for survival. And afterwards, several of us were having a conversation about, you go through those kinds of things, and the abuse, the sense of abandonment, things that happen in those circumstances, and survive it. Then what do you do? All right. It's that person really had no part in creating what had happened, the nasty things that had happened. And we were left talking about, when we experience stuff, life happens, right? Life happens. And at some level, at some point, you're going to get screwed over. You're going to get betrayed. Someone's not going to live up to a commitment they made. Someone's going to violate the contract that you signed. Something's going to happen. And for some people, their story, they get a lot more of that than perhaps you do. Some people will experience a lot less of that than you do. What do you do with it? How do you respond to it? The hard truth is, do you keep drinking? Do you let that build? Do you let that become anger that becomes resentment and poison over the time? Do you build a wall around that you must then defend? And it reminded me, there's been times in my life where I've had to look in the mirror and go, dang it, it's not me. I'm sorry. As much as I want to say it's not me, it's not them. It's me. I'm the one that is resentful, spiteful, bitter, and I'm wreaking havoc in my life and others. And I've built this wall up around me, and I need to take it back down brick by brick. It's scary, right? It's scary. That is hard emotionally. And more than once, multiple times in my life, I have had to say, I got to stop drinking the poison. This is not the life I want to live. This is not the person I want to be. I want to be free. I want to live free. I want to live happy. I want to get stuff done. I want to become the man that I know I could be. I want to become the man that people around me tell me that they know I could be. Yet it takes that insight, that self-awareness, that moment of going, oh man, no matter what else is coming, I can't continue to do this because I built that wall. Now I need to reinforce that wall, because otherwise it's all going to come crashing down and just leave me totally exposed. And then what? Right? If I admit that I was wrong and that I built up this wall, that I maybe got a wrong message and then just held that and clung onto it desperately. For example, when I was in my teens, one of the messages that I got from adults around me, not my parents, they were encouraging, but yet they were exhausted, right? They'd gone through the Great Depression, they had gone through World War II, and they were at a point in life where they're just like going, okay, now we're looking, they're like looking off to retirement and reaching that objective and grinding it out. It's like going, that's not a real exciting life, right? You watch movies, you watch TV, and it's like going, that's the kind of life I want to have, and I don't want to do the day-to-day, the dirty grunt work from day-to-day living that allows me to build that kind of life. And then from other adults that I was around, they're getting the message of, you know what, enjoy this life. Think about this as a teenager. Enjoy it now because this is as good as it gets. These are the best years of your life. And I'm thinking, I'm 14. I'm not really enjoying what's going on. I got no control. Hormones are raging. I'm confused. I got, just like more energy than I know what to do with. There's all kinds of good and not good, mostly perceived as not good, going on. If this is as good as it gets in my life, what the heck? You know, another 60 years of worse than this? And it's like, now here's the thing. At this point in my life, I look back and think, maybe that wasn't the message that they intended when they said that. Today, thanks to mentors, thanks to, you know, again, my parents learned a lot, especially my dad, learned a ton from him. And perhaps the message that they were attempting to get across to me was, you know, every day is the best day if you make it the best day, if you use the time to make something, create something great. And that's hard work. It's emotionally challenging. It's gut wrenching at times emotionally. It's a lot better than the alternative. It's a lot better than having to look in the mirror years down the road and go, you know, I've got this story that I've been telling me and myself, but also everyone else that I come across, that it's them over there, their fault. This is, you know, that this is wrong in my life, their fault that I feel this way. Even if it is, so what? At some point, I have to own that, right? How free do you want to be? So this is a hard truth, man. This is if you've got something that you are resentful about, that just gets under your skin, it's like, man, you know, you can't talk about it without just getting enraged. You got to do something with that, because here's the hard truth. As an adult, it's on you. It's not them. They may be wrong. They likely are wrong. So what? At this point in your life, being emotionally wrapped around the axle like that, limiting your life, living hurting all the time, it's on you to do something positive with that, to find a way through it. So it's been my experience. And I think you'll find it is too. You know, just another thing too, the upside of that is when I did take those steps, when I did look at life and go, you know what, it is me. The hard work that I had to do to get through that to the other side, it was still hard work. It wasn't pleasant, not something I would want to repeat, even though I find myself repeating it. I'm human, and you know, it's a human experience. This is why I think you've probably experienced this too. But when I did that work, well, yes, it was not easy. It wasn't anywhere near as bad as I thought it was going to be. It wasn't as emotionally tough as I thought it was going to be. When I got to the other side of that, the person that I became, my life was way better. It was way better on the other side than I had ever imagined it could be. So that's my hard truth for you today. If you got something that's a stumbling block for you emotionally that you're just wrapped around the axle with, that just makes your guts boil, look at how you can own that and turn it into something positive. There are thousands of stories of people that have done incredible works with their lives that started from horrific examples, that had horrific tragedies in their life, things that were out of their control. They grabbed what they could control, their perspective, their mindset, their attitude, and they forged the future that they wanted to live in rather than sitting in the crap that they had. So, food for thought, for your consideration. I'm Wolf. This is Wolf's Watch. Thanks for being part of the conversation. My hands are starting to go numb, so I'm heading out of here. I will see you on the trail.